looks like it is going to be V1 feeling the weather here in mid before they make
I'm a saber-tooth tiger. I'll black my tiger.
Suggest has something set up towards garage on B as well.
Ooh.
And there's nobody home. They haven't taken the space away, but they do have spidey senses tingling, feeling like the hit's going to go this way. And in a large part, they are right? Like, there's no presence towards A. They're looking to work this B mid split.
If you here, we'll get this, and then I'll talk about what I was just about to say. Nice in by Penny, distracting. Oh dear, that got real close, and they're gonna have to really struggle to get this one in, as they did not get too much info.
Oh, Vanity read that so well. You saw two members of NUTURN try to push through to get behind them, and Vanity was waiting for it. And now V1 are looking to dial up a little something spicy, a little something special, as they've picked up the spike, and it looks like they're gonna try to flip the map. They've taken defender spawn. They're working all the way across back towards A, and you can see it's a foot race as Lakia is trying to get to be the first one there, and Lakia does beat them to the punch. They're going to rotate back, but you've got Allow who's also pinching them in, and they're going to walk right into his lap. Allow with the frenzy, Allow with the kills, Allow with the win. A 3K for NUTURN.
You think the
Great
dude had
job
been
by
still
NUTURN
playing
that one slow. What I was going to mention was, I said before we see Jammies go off alone. He'll Viper Wall, he'll stay with that, he'll give info. And you saw the whole time, Suggest was kind of waiting on that position, making sure nobody was there, but NUTURN never really bit to anything until they had confirmation. They weren't worried about the Viper Wall. It's something that version 1 plays all the time there. See, again, Viper Wall towards the left side just a bit deeper, which tries to cover that upper area of Heaven. We'll see how they use this now, as they can get a little closer without a distraction.
Oh, gravity ball, and you're seeing a bit of a force.
What?
Oh, it's just actually in the hands
It's time
of
to
Penny,
panic.
excuse me. But they did put
No, we got this.
No,
this round.
it's starting.
No.
As well,
I gotta tell you, I'm really
His way
worried.
up to Heaven.
I don't.
Triggered by the Killjoy turret yet. I think one thing we have to keep
NUTURN
in mind,
full of
especially in the
wardells.
is you think back to their map against Liquid.
Nice!
In overtime.
They actually, yeah,
I mean,
that did sound like, well, okay,
overtime
that sounds
match,
really
and there were
fucking
a couple
bad when you put it that
instances,
way,
one
chat.
that's very vivid, where version 1,
Like, just saying that
I
without
believe
understanding the
they
context of
overtook it, right? Like,
Wardell
they tried
and his
Yeah,
the
just
way he
back
says
and forth,
nice.
back and forth.
Right, they like played themselves, and you kind of saw some
What do
hints
you mean
of that
there
in the
are
way
5
they played that
Wardells,
pistol, where they got back into defender spawn, then they tried pulling back, and Allow was just waiting for him. So we have to watch that.
Because they're Asian?
How many pump
Kind of
fakes
racist.
are they willing to throw? Parry with the paranoia, and then the fault line as well.
That's
and
racist!
the grenade, it's just way too much.
Fuck.
It's too easy. NUTURN mows him down.
Oh no, dude, are we going to the losers
Couple
bracket?
timing on the
Bro,
side.
Great read,
Penny
great everything.
forced? Did they all force?
Honestly, just waiting to make this one cleaned up here,
Oh no.
and they push forward. So, NUTURN, for the
If it's
first
just
time
Penny
here
that
in
forced,
the
then they're
map,
all gonna buy
starting off
except for
nice
him.
and
On
strong,
round, that's
making
okay.
sure they
If
can
they
keep
all force
V1
here,
on
that
the
is
back
no
foot.
bueno.
We did see a
Bro.
bit of a control here and back and forth in the few maps before, but a lot more NUTURN members were
A
falling.
Prime
A lot more
Gaming
economy was
flawless,
required for the
baby.
next rounds, and here they get a very nice Prime Gaming flawless.
Yeah, do you know what Prime Gaming is?
Very nice one indeed. Now version 1. What do they bring to the fold? You mentioned how important it is, really for both of these teams, to get a lead right in this first half because of the nature of split and how it frequently plays out. I think there's a lot that can be determined just off of this first half when we think about how things will play out. And it was just such a good stand by NUTURN.
Yeah.
One of the other things I'm loving from them, Rev,
Oh
is
man,
how
they got their
have-
energy up now.
Well, we're gonna have to hold on to that thought.
Holy shit.
That op shot from Allow just narrowly misses as they try to work their way up A.
And here, now the jammy strat. Leave him off to the side. It's up to NUTURN to now divide themselves accordingly. Usually they will have Suggest towards the middle of the map, so he can control with a fault line, whether that's towards mailroom or whether that's back down towards
The
ramp. So they
dial,
keep it
the
safe
dill
there.
pickle. Thank you for the 5 gifted, man.
Offer Allow as Vanity on the move.
And
Appreciate that big
Celsius,
time.
Look at how far up they both are, right? They have full control of mid. That was their one key condition to work out. And yeah, they got one, but Lakia drops. Perry's going to drop as well. Now they have the middle of the map. Take a look at how Celsius is going to be wrapping up behind them as well as he took his way up ropes deep into defender spawn. There is no area of the map that V1 are not willing to push into. But again, Suggest is just able to punish that. Vanity drops.
Nice job by NUTURN there to continue to pressure. I thought V1 was going to try to pull a rope-a-dope. And Solo with a beautiful push and pressure here, knowing that V1 is always going to rotate around the map a little bit. It's hardly ever the first hit. That's what the information that Jammies is giving, so they can do multiple things, decide what they want in their own adventure. But Solo pushes up. If you can grab this room on split, it means so much because of how the entries work. You otherwise know they're going through the middle of vents. You know, so if you can see NUTURN pushing up like this every time, the calls they have to make are that much easier. Really smart plays.
You can already see this.
Yo, they're gonna need
we're
your
only a
speed
couple
soon.
rounds in, but this feels like a chess match already.
They're gonna be what?
Watching players rotate around the
They're gonna
maps
need
and
your
how
speech
they're reading,
very
trying to
soon.
be one step
already
ahead
gave
of
them
one
their
another. There you
speech.
saw a
I
beautiful
thought this was gonna be
multi-kill
2-0.
off
This
of
is
that
them
exact
post
same
speech.
situation, right? Like reading
This
things
match
out.
should be
We'll
fucking
see how
over
V1 plays
15
this out
minutes
from the
ago.
attacking half. You see the fault line coming
And
out,
for
delaying any sort of
V1 to
entry in
throw
the
the
garage,
end
and
of
with
ascent
that only
into what we're
allows
seeing
Harry
now,
to get some
I don't,
aggressive
doesn't feel
positioning,
good.
hold that other side, and set up a brutal crossfire with Allow.
It's all for the narrative.
I like the fact that NUTURN is splitting the wall over there on A. This new
Having
wall
NA
that
v
you
NA
see
wouldn't be any
version 1
fun.
putting up means if they do go through that top vent
With the
area,
V1
they pretty
redemption?
much have a safe spot towards the backside of A there.
From
So here
losers?
they put a little
For the NA
aggression
final?
over towards that
Oh,
B
that's
side
a
and
better
garage.
fucking script.
And we'll see if
It
they
is a
actually
better
execute
script.
fully on this with their save round coming through.
So,
Yeah, fuck it. I want V1 to lose.
all right, let's see how
Full
this
For the
plays out
content.
before I try to break this out. You see the lockdown has come out.
The
Penny's already
reverse
good
jinx.
onto Allow. And they've got some room, but the thing is, Suggest is back on site. He's safe from the lockdown, and he's got a rifle. Yeah, you've got
Mid-rotation.
plenty of utility, but the
Oh
flash
my
was there. He gets
God.
punished
Oh
anyway, but
my
Perry
God.
does not. Solo gets onto one as well. I mean, version 1 just kind of get ripped to shreds here. Zelsis with 8 health in a 1v2, and I mean, yeah, we've seen some crazier things, but insanely unlikely. Lakia gets cleaned up, and here's
You know,
the
it
thing
is
where that I
split,
wanted to
though.
point out: it's so oppressive that
We just
NUTURN
need
takes
what?
that much
Yeah.
space because okay,
You're getting
let's
so
play out that round
now,
one more time.
bro.
They got
No,
deep in the
no,
garage.
no,
They
no,
They
invested
no.
could have
in
won
utility.
pistol,
Great.
but
Version
they
1
kind of
had to
fucked up.
invest an equal amount of utility in
And
the cloud
now
burst,
it's-
the
now
dash,
it's
the
a problem.
or excuse me, the Asher Star to clear out that corner.
Yep.
And all NUTURN had to do was back up to
Why
to
so
where they
quiet,
started.
NA? Listen here, you
right? So
fucking EU
even
fan,
though that
right?
much
Don't jump on the
utility was
Korean
invested to
bandwagon
push
just
them
because they're
back,
ahead,
They
bitch.
just went back to equal footing. There wasn't
I
anything
could
that was
smell
really
you.
gained
I could
that wasn't
smell
already version 1's to begin with.
the goddamn
And
tea from here.
They're not backing down. Previously
Smell
on
the
Haven, that might
tea
have been
and
a save, one
digestive
of those rounds that you
biscuits,
see version
okay?
1 get back through some sheriffs and specters. But NUTURN was saying, no.
EU
we're-
fan in
we're
disguise.
Phantoms. We got a
Like
Vandal.
part
They're
of
all
the
Phantoms right
issue
now.
for V1
And
is
a Vandal,
this
there as well.
this breach
So knowing that, why
comp
not
that
take the fights?
NUTURN
They
has been
have to
running the
show
entire
confidence
time.
that
They've been
NUTURN
running
is
this
really
for
starting to
many
step
months.
up.
They were
Jammy's
early on
working alone by
ahead
himself
of the
with that
meta
wall
for
once
NA and
again,
EU. This is
as
before the
rest of
Viper
Vision
buff before
Strikers
Astra came
grab
out.
the information.
And
Solo,
Breach is so fucking good
I
on
mean,
split.
he is playing true to his name right now. Anytime
Yeah.
he's put in that situation,
Which
he
is
comes out
why,
on
like, you
top.
know, this
Huge
is
for the team
their
once
comp
again.
is even better on this map.
Suggest gets cleaned
But
up
they still don't have
at the
Astra.
hands of Penny.
And
You
as
see
long as
Jamie's
V1
made
can get a
his way
couple
towards A,
rounds on
laying around
offense,
the wall, big kill as
All
well.
they need.
they'll be
And
fine.
You like that, right? Because at that
This is
moment,
big.
the spike is still
This
in
is
the
our
middle of the map.
opportunity. Come on.
You feel things out on A. If Jamies does get a kill there, they can flip it.
You know where he's ulting.
He cancels it out. They're not going to be pushing in from that way, but if Jamies doesn't get that kill, then they can flip and go the other way. I love that you see Penny still holding the middle of the map as well, controlling the flank. And he's going to get a chance at something here. They walk right
go,
into
Penny.
his crosshair to control that. The spike's going to go down at the hands of Effie's, and now NUTURN have to take back.
Looks like they're just hanging out for this one.
Yep.
Make sure they're safe. And looking at you talk about Jammies a bit.
Yeah,
like
I'm
you
not
say
gonna
he's
order
alone,
another
he's
McFlurry,
alone.
man.
But
I'm gonna get
let's
fat,
talk about why that
dude.
works good for him. You know, why would they put the sub
Right,
alone? Well,
can't
Jammies
afford
comes
that.
over as a teammate already previously of a few members of this team, and Zelsis and whatnot. So you see him, one, having that communication. Two, he was kind of a duelist in Valorant, jet player, whatnot, but you're not going to move Penny off that. So putting him in a
Can't afford
situation
it.
where he can do whatever in 1v1s is fantastic. But on a new team, we've heard version 1 say he's not making that many decisions. So having Jammies hang out in a situation while people pressure him sounds like the perfect and ideal situation for this sub. And honestly, he gets a 1 kill across the map here, and he just gets to play around his utility and use 5 head stuff.
Yeah, Jamie's has performed admirably, to say the least. I mean, the guy's been incredible.
Is BTS a
But for
K-pop
version
group?
1, I think it's also an
right?
important round because you've got to get, you've got to
Is this a
stop the
joke?
bleeding, right? Like you're down 4, you
It
can
is
feel
K-pop.
the
Yeah,
momentum.
see,
and
see, that's
think
why I
back
can't
with
order
Riv
McDonald's.
Right after the pistol, the energy that NUTURN showed
It's actually a
when
very
they
good
won
point
that
there, Burger
round,
just
you think
came
they
out.
had won an
Burger's
overtime
Exactly.
round, right?
You can't
To
support
Exactly.
the enemy.
freaking win the whole dang thing. And I think
Precisely.
the important thing to take away from that is the momentum that they had from winning the overtime in the previous map fully carried here, and you can see it on the timeline, right?
I think
They
you'd be a
roar out
big
of the
fan
gates,
of
they win
Blackpink.
4 rounds in a row, and for version
Oh.
1, a lot of it was like, you've got
I
to
am.
create some of this damage. You've got to do something to stop this and shift
Right.
the way
Like, I'm
things are
surprised
going
Girl
because this can
Generation,
get out of hand
Blackpink, and
very
Twice
quickly.
aren't like your 3 favorite. Like your entire playlist.
We'll have to see what
And
they,
your
I mean,
YouTube
NUTURN are taking a
recommendation
tactical
algorithm.
timeout to make sure they can continue doing what they're doing and make sure that none of this is, anything's coming back to
Isn't that your
fruition
type?
that might plague them in a situation where
What do
they're
you mean
ahead,
my type?
ironing all that out, whatever they may be
music,
talking
of
about. It's
course.
even harder with masks on. Now we can't even read
Does Blackpink do the song? Did
Who
it,
reads
did
lips?
it, did
Who
it,
reads
did
lips
it,
and
do.
masks? But we talk about version 1 quite a
do
bit
that one?
so far.
Yeah,
we've
totally did.
explained jammies
No,
and
it's
whatnot.
definitely that
we
one.
gotta go,
You know
back
what
to
I'm
talk
talking about. Don't act like
Solo.
that's some
It's
general
What's
thing.
been with Perry and they're between them, as they said on the
Do,
desk,
do,
over
do,
2
do, do,
decades
do.
of professional gaming experience and
Let me
leadership
Google
there
some
for
Blackpink
Solo.
right quick.
Perry
Hold on.
included in the gaming experience, but
Oh, it is
just
that
what Solo
song.
has been able to accomplish himself, the veteran that he is, and still honestly booming the game.
I gotta be honest, I probably have the first one in like 5 minutes of music I don't actually know.
Top ramp and is going to cover heaven. You also
The
have
songs
James
aren't
Harden
really
to
the
deny
important part.
any sort of rotation wrapping around. From version 1, it can see a little bit of monkey business.
Ooh.
As now, with that, all of that in mind, right? Like
I
they've
love 'em.
taken care of A. They understand. They have safety valves.
I'm a
over there.
fan.
Vanity's the safety valve on B, but with all of that, they can kind of feel things out across the middle of the map now.
The 3-block Viper wall is up. We see on the right side again this millabout here that NUTURN has been able to read by version 1. As version 1 tries to figure out what's going
So
on.
this is
NUTURN
what
has been in
Asuna
the
feels like,
spot.
huh?
They've never really wanted to rotate through mid. They only take a few fights here. A quick suck doesn't do too much though.
Every day, bro.
And now they're
I
able
can
to
feel
hang
the
out.
yellow
So a bit
fever
of
coursing
util
through
now
my
expended
veins.
here from Vanity as they
Just
try
like
to move
Asuna.
forward. And we'll see where they can use the rest of these stars as they place them. It looks like over towards that A site where Jammies again has been grabbing info on what could be happening.
Yeah,
just
but
needs a
dude,
taste.
he might have grabbed some info, but I think
Gotta
it's just
get rid
that
of the
nobody's
addiction.
home, right? And
Dude,
you've got
Asuna
so much
is
utility. There's the
lack of
alarm.
Bussin'.
That's going to give that away, and he hadn't even gotten up that far to have that much space. So once that alarm bot goes off, with roughly 35 seconds left in the round, you know that that's where the hit's going to go. Now keep an eye on Jamie still. He's
Already
playing
lining
offside.
up.
Got to line
Oh.
up indeed, but Solo's lockdown's going to create some
Wow,
space. They're
what
going to
a
have to back off,
lockdown.
and this might, I mean, Riv, this might end up being lineup 101 here, because even if they play off with that, they've
Oh
got
my
some
God,
of those
look at
lineups.
this
It's
shit.
safe.
Does he
For
got a
them to
lineup?
play this out. If you're NUTURN,
There's 5
you've got to
people.
take the fight to version 1 here. You've got to stick it to him.
Oh my
Allow
God.
just narrowly missing onto one, but Solo does not. Allow gets a second. Version 1 can't get back in. The defuse is going to start.
Oh, he did
You
it
see
too
James
late?
is alive.
Oh,
There's the save bite. Is it going to be enough for the
Holy
oh, God,
shit.
it stops him. It delays him. But can they get back on? Can they get back on, Riv? I don't know if they can.
They got
Solo's
time.
getting it to half. Solo's getting it to half.
Oh,
Solo
Effie's
steals
so
it right out of
close.
under their
Effie's
noses.
so close.
That might have been the weirdest A-site hold I've seen. All 5 players over towards alt orb. Oh my word,
We're
version
getting
1.
fucked.
That was NUTURN was just shooting fish in a
mean, they
barrel there
needed
for the
that
last few
shit.
moments. They come up 5-1, like you said, suggests
Still, it
right
is
under their
split.
noses, even with
One
the
round
next
actually isn't
Viper
too
bite
bad.
coming through.
They would
And,
really need like 3 or 4.
Boom, or
I mean,
Solo.
V1 top
Sorry.
is
Are we feeling
also
okay?
fucking extremely
Just off to the
defensive.
side.
Yeah, Riv, they just didn't have anything left, and like, you know, we saw that lockdown early on and how much space it created. V1 had to
Like the
funnel
only
back,
person that's making
right? But
space on
now,
attack for
on
them,
the attack again,
and the only person
they've
that's
got
really
rifles across the
initiating is
board,
Jet.
and a Spectre. Jamie's again still kind of playing chicken over on A's side. He's gonna get some good info. He's gonna get a kill, and Allow doesn't swing it out.
Yeah, because it feels like every
That's such
time
a hard play for Solo.
they try. This
The
this
person
happens.
on the outside is
Like,
always
V1
going to
takes
be able
advantage
to
every
see
time
you
they try to
there.
play aggressive.
Puts himself in a tough spot.
So
but
I
Vanity
would hope
now
they
going
keep
into
trying
that
to.
B site, he's going to be
Yeah.
alone. Dashes
These
straight
comps are like
through.
polar opposites, actually.
Celsius and Penny get a couple of kills apiece. You see Vanity is playing.
I think that's why it's
Viper.
even more important for fucking V1 to get some rounds right now because
holding garages. Jamie.
NUTURN's gonna have a way easier time on attack.
This
to like gate space and be aggressive and to make shit happen.
It's interesting to
Yeah,
see.
at the same time,
that's now
Sage
twice
Viper defense
that
is
NUTURN,
fucking unbelievable.
I mean, a 2v5
like taking mid
sucks,
against that shit
right? Like
is
a 2v5 is not a
like,
pleasant situation to
just
find yourself in.
Impossible.
But you see teams at least
NUTURN
try
is
There's
running
this
basically
very
the
clear
best meta
NUTURN, once they have
prior to
decided
the
that,
Viper
all right,
buff
guys,
and
we can't win
Astra
this round, they
launch.
just cut their losses. They don't want to have anything to do with it.
We talked a little bit about NUTURN's percentages on this map. 67% win rate on the defense. When you look at all
This was the
maps for
map that
teams
NUTURN never
in win
lost
rate
for, like,
percentages on
30,
attack
40
defense,
maps.
you'll sometimes see like 55s to 58s when they're really good. 60s
Wait,
to
they lost what?
63s. 67%
Like this is
on
they had their
defense.
win streak
And
on
we're
here
seeing
for I
that
don't
here
know
as they're
30,
able to
40 maps or
capitalize
something
on
in
almost
Korea.
round
Christ.
after round. Version 1 finding a
So
way
for it to
through.
come down to
But
split,
it's,
like
it's going to be
this
tough, is what I'm saying for Version 1 still here on out.
V1
even
getting
finding
4 rounds would be
This
like
is
a
where
W.
NUTURN feels so comfortable.
And they're halfway
it's
there.
where they have to because we mentioned their
So it's
attack
not
win
bad.
rate percentage is 44%.
And
So
really,
sometimes it can
NUTURN will
fall
be
apart
broke if they
where
win this round.
maybe
So
NUTURN
they have an
again
opportunity
falls
to
into
kind of
that
roll.
playing,
True.
to their opponent in the moment and forgetting their own style.
You're right.
Yeah, I think the story for V1 here is just how many rounds
Chat,
can you
I
get,
love
right? You
K-pop.
aren't expecting
Right.
to win this half.
So
It's
now
can we
you
get
guys have to love
A4?
me
Can we
because
get to
I love
7-5
K-pop
and then
because that's
get to
how
the
it works.
side
That's
that
how
we
things work
prefer?
nowadays.
This round, you've got the Jamie's wall up.
Before you even get to know
Slightly
me.
different setup, right? Like it's not necessarily hitting off top heaven. It's
No.
not hitting off top ramps the same way that we've seen before. It's a slightly different look. You see the Cosmic Divide coming out as well, and the Viper's Pit Rib. This is a full-blown fake, right? There is no intention to go A, but man, NUTURN have bit, and they've bit hard.
Antarctica, why so
He
quiet?
always gets to do the full retake. If this is the
Leave
case, but that
Antarctica
doesn't mean it's
alone.
any better. Perry starts
Dude,
one
that-
off. The Omen from the shadows
That's like bad
takes down
RNG.
Jammies.
Imagine
We'll see how this
spawning
one
in
plays out. They
Antarctica, but
finally
like
find out that
having
Jammies
God
has been
gamer
hanging out
genes.
on A too long.
Vanity's playing off across the middle of the map as well. So they've got some control of the rotations. That's going to keep Harry at bay. Here comes the Thunder.
Uh-oh.
Laski has already been cleaned up. You hear the lockdown is going to come out as well. Buy a little time. The tap was there. No,
What the
FV's
fuck is
gets
Penny
absolutely
doing?
destroyed. The gravity wall's coming out, and it's going to
Oh, the
delay
ult is
just
really
a little
good,
bit.
though.
And the lockdown there as well, so they have to respect it. They have to back off. But Zelsis, not knowing what's going on, has to check it. Zelsis good for one. He gets cleaned up as Vanity
Possible.
alone in a 1v3. Yep. And the time is running as well.
Run.
Vanity might do it. Ladies and gents, the 1v1
That's
as the
huge.
spike continues to tick away. It's not at half. Suggest gets the
Huge.
kill, but V1 get the round win.
He dies too.
And it is a push to the last moment
Let's
for these
go.
rounds.
Zanity's so fucking clutch.
NUTURN having a
True.
Oh,
very,
he's so
very
fucking clutch.
methodical retake and hold in the middle
The
of that
pure
site
fucking
take,
aggression
coming
right
in
there,
together,
just run into
trading
the
over each
smoke.
other's shoulders.
Hot.
And then it comes down to it again. It's not a lineup this
If
time.
NUTURN
but
got it to
that
half before the
post-point-
Killjoy
post-plant,
ulted
rather,
to
of
finish, they would
version
have
1
such a
is
better maneuver,
just
but
so deadly and hard
because
to
they
break
didn't,
through.
I mean, that was so close.
Hey, look at him
Vanity
too, man.
pulling
Vanity
weight
just
with
shows
them cat
no
ears. There
emotion
you go.
in those plays, in those
Penny.
moments. It's like cold poker face. I'd never want to call a bluff on that guy. Version 1, full rifles. NUTURN not nearly as fortunate. They have one in the hands of Lakia, who has the showstopper. But it seems like V1, they have found something that's starting to work. Of course, as I say that, the one rifle on the side of NUTURN takes care of Penny.
Valley brought it up.
I mean, it's
coming
like one
into
of the
our
only
last
problems.
map,
Don't
or
run
out of
into
our
like
last
a
map,
fucking
that
hero
Penny was
rifle.
finding those first deaths
Yeah.
instead
They
of
did.
first
And
bloods
they gave
a
it
little
to Solo
more.
now.
And it was affecting version 1, so we'll keep an eye
Oh,
on that
no,
call
bro.
out as well
Oh,
from the
no.
analyst desk as we proceed through this. Now, round 9. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, already a banger of a series. It's the final map here to see who stays up in the upper bracket between version 1 and NUTURN Gaming. It looks like a little love towards B here from version 1, and a lot of focus from NUTURN on defense has now pushed Killjoy to A.
Oh no. Oh no, the setup was there, right? You've got the judge, you also had the fault line. Everything was set up. NUTURN fully committed
I'm
to
hurting.
controlling this area of the map. And this
Bro,
was
it's
not
easier
a
to win a
much like what we
fucking
saw
gun round
previously.
than it is
V1
to against
did want to go
Judge and
towards B.
Deagle
They
and
put
shit.
that Sage wall up as well to try to give them
Better
entry,
let
and they get
go.
absolutely destroyed. Perry once again using the ultimate to grab information, much like we saw a couple of rounds ago, ensure that nobody is pushing up into garage, because they have to flip the map. Yeah, Zelsis was deep, but he still gets punished. Jammies is alone, and he's not around for long. A flawless round
Honestly,
from
this-
NUTURN.
This is
Bro, that
okay.
was-
It's okay.
I
It's
mean,
okay.
And that
every
is
time it
prime,
seems like
prime gaming.
It is prime gaming indeed. You're absolutely right. It seems like every time
You know what,
V1,
Catchers?
like,
You
figures
are
something
right.
out
It
and
is
they
prime
push back,
gaming.
NUTURN just respond in kind.
Yeah, NUTURN is literally reading version 1 like a book on these plays. I mentioned, I was like, oh my god, all of that utility from KJ was very much focused towards A. KJ's usually on A for
The
the
two
side
top
of NUTURN,
fraggers
but
of
the way they
NUTURN are
focus the
34
util
and
made me think
31.
B could be very dangerous, but the way this NUTURN set up, being behind each other, always having that
Gives me
contact
hope.
play with somebody
Boomers
else,
always
take
win.
the firefight as well.
I could be a
They do
Zoomer
so
gaming
well
adult.
playing off each other in these moments where they're just feeling it.
Right?
And right now, they
Flash?
very much are. As we come into round 10,
Yep.
suggest a bit
Say
of a
no.
peek there, and he almost
Nope.
loses all of his head.
Why?
Yeah, second
See,
chance
this
at life.
combination
He gets
is the
messed
boomer
up,
and the
just down to
zoomer.
10 health, but he manages
But you're
to
one of
get
those
away. There
zoomers that gets
heals
carried by the
on the
boomer.
side of NUTURN to get him back
No.
to full health.
You're not a
And much
boomer
like we've seen
carrier,
the last couple
zoomer.
of rounds, right? Like Jamie's
What?
default
Yet,
feeling things out
okay?
on A,
You're
not
getting
the
there,
info,
Myth.
right? Like,
Not in
getting any
Valorant.
positioning, no real
I
stuff has
agree.
been gained. And because of that, they can still play around this. They being NUTURN, right? They still have the
Alright, fuck it, dude, I'm playing Reyna.
They still have the turret, and you see the activation of that because V1 showed.
No,
And now they're going
Omens,
to
your
pull back.
Omens,
The
your
Sage
shit.
wall is up. They're going to work their way
What?
into
That
is a
heaven.
great spot
Vanity
to
rains
be in.
fire down on a suggestion
Yeah.
top row. Perry
Omen
trades it back
smokes.
out. Perry.
Yeah, look at Perry, bro.
Fast. No, he's going to get
Fuck
cleaned up.
smoking,
Perry's
dude.
owning.
Smoking in ranked sucks.
Brings Vanity back into things, and there's Laski
Oh,
showstopper. The
baby.
blast
Oh,
pass
man.
across, and he lands on one. Vanity rips him
Oh,
down
no.
from the skies as Allow is now the one on the
Nice.
entry. There's the lockdown as Elsis cleans up Allow.
Yalla, yalla, yalla.
Solo has to make some magic happen. There's a snake bite again, delaying
Solo.
entry. At least just a little bit, make him think about it. Solo
More
does
like
finally
Choco.
get cleaned up. We talked about this Riv, right? For V1, 7-5,
Later.
8-4. That's a win. Right now, it's been rocky, but they're holding serve.
This play coming in here, just seeing how it all executed, how it all worked out. You can't underestimate the use of the lockdowns here, but the placement of it wasn't in range.
Yep.
It was a different place than usual.
Yep.
So it leaves that spot open, just these small things at the last moment when you are forced to make the play. That's what it starts coming down to, is the opponents forcing each other to make plays under certain situations. You're trying to set a play up, you start getting shot at, you're gonna have to start darting and nading under that aspect of firefight. So
Take us
that's
to
all that
6,
NUTURN's trying to
V1.
put down onto version 1. They're just not letting them do anything
This is
easy
good.
or fundamental to start off.
You can feel like version 1, or excuse me, NUTURN have a really good idea that they're going to want to hit B. Perry has smoked
Yeah.
the entrance out of garage twice. They also invested the fault line at the beginning of the round, which is pretty standard. And there's also the denial of info. So version 1 has no idea if somebody's crossed across garage to be holding that flank. All of the heavy investment that way. Now, V1, because they haven't found much room to work with elsewhere, they're kind of like huddled up in the middle of the map. This is normally where we see Jammies peek out, see if he can get a kill, and then if they do, they can try to exploit the middle, work their
No
way through
way.
ropes to get towards A. Oh, but it's Solo who gets impatient. It's Solo who gets punished. And while it wasn't
Yalla!
through vents, it wasn't through ropes,
Let's
they
go!
are going to go back towards A with 30 seconds left.
I think that's perfect by version 1. We'll talk about that in a minute as they rush the site here. Penny's going to be the first one in, looking for Lakia at screens.
Here comes the Cosmic Divide as well. Penny playing just on the other side of it. Remember, he's got the Blade Storm, but if he's not careful, they're going to show up right behind him. Lakia playing on the other side.
Oh, I feel like
Walls.
Lakia
Looks
is in a
they're just
really
gonna
good
wait it
spot
out.
on our mind.
And Riv, again, look at it. It's a 5v4. They're so
Save it?
concerned with
Bro.
controlling economy.
Let's go.
Losing grasp on the map. That
We'll
they're
take a
willing to
bit.
cut ties
That's
very early.
big
It's the
value.
third time we see them do this.
It's
Big
kind of incredible
value.
to see, honestly. And exits may be something that they can
Solo
get here.
is their
We'll talk a little bit
fucking
about what I
clutch
wanted to
master,
coming in
and also
why
he's been
this
throwing.
was such a good play for version 1. NUTURN is doing a great job at just denying info.
I mean, I don't know
I've
why
hardly
he
ever
would
seen
be
a
pushing
team
into
that
ropes
doesn't
if he
put
doesn't
anyone
know
in B heaven. We have seen
someone could be there or
version
not, it
1
feels like
walk
it's-
all the way up there and out of B
Yeah.
heaven multiple times, into ropes, out of ropes, because there's nothing to be grabbed there. And NUTURN's saying, sure, grab it. We're ready for the site take. Our plan is here. We're playing to your game, version 1. I keep looking at the V and saying,
Cat, the
Vision Strike.
save isn't
NUTURN.
stupid.
Watching VOD
Fucking
after
three
VOD.
heads. If they don't
It's
have
so
money
hard
for
not
this
to say
round,
it.
why would they
I
throw
apologize to
one
everyone out
round?
there.
And
but
then
yeah,
throw
they're just-
another one because they don't have
NUTURN
any money to
this
buy.
time is not falling
Why would they
prey
potentially lose 2
to
rounds when they could just
playing
lose 1?
version 1's game?
Last round of the half, you got to keep a look at Ultimate. Zelsis 1 point away from having the lockdown in tow. There's
Myth,
the
everyone
fall
in
line,
Twitch
the smoke
chat is
comes
at
out
least
as well
immortal,
on
you know
top of
that.
the nade, but this time it's an excellent counter. Expecting
Mostly
the Perry to
Radiant.
go around. They invest in Nano Swarm as well. Perry gets
They know
missed
what a
the
great
F
molly.
up, and he has to back
Agreed.
up.
That is pretty messed up.
Let's fucking go. Never mind.
It
They
is pretty
lose
messed up.
both
Solo gets
anyways.
cleaned up.
Chat,
at the
you're
hands
right.
of
They should have
James
won in.
excuse me, Penny flies across this screen, and look at the setups, right? They know where they want it. They've dropped the ping. The smoke from Viper is there as well. Penny's not allowed to get into the site at all as the spike goes down. They've got the lineups.
Chat was
This
right.
should be
No,
vintage version
guys were
1 here.
fucking
Rick.
right. Shut the fuck up. I was memeing, okay?
Hold it bold and see if they can get it. They have a
See it-
few right under held, nice and easy. And
Dude,
yeah, they're just
V1 turned this
pressuring
around,
NUTURN
though.
into having to take something.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, we've never seen NUTURN have to do this because now that it's the last round of the half, they're going to fight it. There's no reason not to. Zelsis is creeping his way around. Penny flashed up, dashes away, somehow stays alive just
smokes.
long enough. But does get cleaned up. Suggest on the defuse. Effie's and Zelsis are both there. Effie's and Zelsis
Yummy,
come
yummy,
right around
yummy,
the corner,
yummy
just in
money.
the
Yeah,
nick of
good
time
shit. Even
to tie
though,
us
I
up
mean,
at
NUTURN
6
kinda
going into the
threw.
second half.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, they
Start
kind of
to
threw a
this
few
map.
rounds.
And kudos, I should say, for NUTURN.
Let's
But
go.
V1
Amazing
did
start.
pull out that big
Kudos
round on B,
to
and
the
that's the
side
start.
of version 1
Indeed.
being
So,
able to pull it back.
They
Looking
get
at the
pistol,
score
no
lines,
problem.
usually we don't say this. Look, KDA's on my word, but
GG,
looking at the
NA,
score lines,
upper final.
you can see it has been a complete team effort by the side of version 1. Nobody's having the ability to pop off. Nobody's coming out. It's not Penny's day. This is requiring a lot of teamwork, and we're seeing a different version of the team now that they're kind of allocated to playing that style.
All right, NUTURN on the attack.
Do I have
We talked about
hashtag
what
AMC? No,
score
sir.
Version 1 needed to hit in order
I
to
got-
feel good. They surpassed that. And
I got
now it's on
cash
NUTURN
sign and
on the
video.
attack. What can they do? What areas of the
And that
map
shit
can they
about a
exploit?
split
Again,
times
this-
bow.
From a historical perspective, it is a bit better of a half for version 1, right? From a defensive perspective, they tend to play this a bit better. And as you mentioned, Riv, it's painfully average out
Alina,
of
thanks for
NUTURN
the
on attack on
4
smoke.
months, by the way. Cheesy, thank you for the prime.
They don't have the breach just
free
yet. I
match
feel like
already?
that's kind of the initiation of the play after they figure out what's going on.
Bezito, thank you for the
Flank is
3
going to be
months.
held by Perry as usual, just on the Omen, not the Astra this time. They do see a wall in front. That's not going to be activated just yet. The site take comes in from NUTURN, and they've made great ground.
Yes, they have indeed, as Penny and Zelsis are
Uh-oh.
both out. Now Lau, the same spot we saw Penny in just a couple of moments ago, trying
Wait
to
a
control
second.
entry in from the defender's spawn. You see Jammy's up in heaven, trying to clear things out as well, and they're gonna have to.
About to
bust
eat
some
that
moves
train
here
set me yesterday. Oh,
relatively
dude,
soon.
did Train tell you guys about that?
Good investment of utility. Yeah, Jamie's trying to clear some
I just-
space.
yeah.
Here
There you go. You
Vanity
jumped
flying
right
across
quick.
the screen. It's actually Effie's that does it.
Guys,
Balakia cleans him
Train
up. Jamie's
sent
still up
me-
top in heaven. He's left
All right.
alone, and he's not around
problem,
for
it's
long.
fine.
So NUTURN win the pistol, a very
It's all good.
important pistol.
my first
Nicely done,
Ethereum
too.
ever.
In the end there, still having a bit
One
of
of
a
my
round,
birthday.
using it correctly. I
Then
thought
they
they
went out.
might have
Easy.
got caught out
13-8,
with the
no
single
problem.
peeks they did on elbow right here. This was the secondary of the peeks by Lakia. Able
For
to hold
NUTURN
it
or
down,
for
though. Not a
everyone?
problem for him.
No, the
as
V1, bro.
He gets his feet a little
There
wet.
we
The
go.
Viper's bite
NUTURN will win
before
the next
ending
round.
with an and one.
Ego.
So that's a NUTURN
13-8.
round. That's
And
a
then V1 will
pistol
win out,
round
13-8,
coming
no
in.
problem.
They're usually
True.
able to secure
Okay.
these.
Also, you
Are the
in
shotties
that
there?
clue coin?
Always for vanity.
A
Always
what
got a
coin?
pocket shoddy. But it
Clue
is
coin?
not going to be the regular buy here
Clue
for
coin?
Koler.
Clue
Version one.
coin?
You've heard
Split
of
is
clue
not a
coin?
game
It's like
you start
I
messing
actually
with
don't know
econ
what
on.
the
The
fuck it
moment
is.
you
All
start
I know
going
is in
down
the
on
last
econ, the
like
map starts to
week,
roll
I've
in
seen
your
every
opponent's
single
favor.
gaming influencer tweet about this fucking thing.
Oh my gosh.
I figured they
Dude.
would have paid you a bunch of
For
money.
a second, I was like, dude, is he talking about the fucking clan?
But it got traded out.
What the fuck is that?
The Clue Klux Klan?
No, what? No,
That's what I was like, you into the Clue Klan? Clue coin? I was like, what the fuck?
So, site in full control.
Every gaming influencer's talking about it. What is it called?
Dude,
Clue?
KK coin, you're onto something.
No, I am not onto something.
Hands of Penny, and he's got 5 health left.
A coin for us nationalists, brother.
The nuts coin.
That is the story. a
I
lot of
think
the
it would
times,
be
Perry
And then coin spelled with a K,
Suggest
I think it'd
along
be
with
very
Allow
good. I
here.
think
Allow's like,
people
I
would
don't
be really
want to
into
go
it.
down, so I'm going to go ahead and hold this Spectre.
By
I'll be the
people,
last
you
one
mean
to
a
peek.
very
Perry
specific
says, on me. Full health, full kill, nice little round there for
demographic of
themselves.
people
See what
that
they
hate
actually
blacks.
keep in terms of guns suggested.
Yeah,
Have that
that's mostly
shoddy
the
enhanced
main
with
crypto
the
audience anyway.
Bucky for himself.
Bunch
And
of
again,
white
there
tech
you can
people.
see, very much a team game across the board.
A lot of good
On the side
crossover,
of
I think,
version
too.
1, trying to pull it together. Jammies, your information, grab it on the other side of the map. Usually trying to figure out the 1v1s and keep the post plants going on. The rest of the team playing well. Effie's now not on his Sova. We are seeing a little bit less of impact there, but it's
Miss
not like
Poggo?
we
Why am I
should
getting
play Sova.
Poggoed?
He's just Sage this time, and it's almost a necessity. This wall right here is so big for shutting down a strategy in its
Let's
tracks.
go.
We'll see if we can get a bit of that.
I mean, and that's exactly what they've done so far, right? NUTURN fully
I didn't even
stacked on
plug
A. They
Prime.
wanted to go that way. There is
Oh, fuck
nobody
it, might as
lurking,
well.
gathering information
Hey, chat.
anywhere. And that wall off the bat just buys so much time. On top of the gravity well, in case it gets broken down, they're able to mow them apart. And while that is how things panned out, they weren't able to get the kills. Laski dashing across your screen. Effie's holds fast.
Let's go.
Good for one.
Effie's
The
shit
paranoia
on his
comes
guy.
out as he has
Shit
to
the fuck on him.
reload.
Oh.
Not gonna matter as
Reloaded.
he gets taken out at the hands of Allow. Now, for NUTURN, they have some control
1-1.
on the site. They've got Solo
Like
playing in
Zelsa's
the middle of the
positioning
map
here.
as well.
Nice.
And
There we
Perry on
go.
the swing.
There
who's
we
holding
go.
Such a pivotal part, but no, he gets cleaned up.
Oh,
The
this
spike
dude
goes down.
Solo is such a
so big
fucking
around.
rat,
He-
man.
He is.
Fuck!
Bro, he
Oh,
is.
and he's hearing everything.
Oh, is he gonna kill
Oh,
him in
Vanity's
Astro
in his
form, too?
Astro.
He's
Oh,
taking
Oh,
the
no, he
last
got
move.
spotted. He got spotted.
Yo, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Look at that need, bro.
this is
Look at
huge.
that
Another
nade.
entry in from
They
the
should- he
defender
should pop
spawn
that
because of
molly,
no control of
fucking run
heaven.
to side of the
Vanity
boys.
has to clear them out, or else they're just gonna be ripped to
No.
shreds. Vanity
Okay,
does
Vanity
clear
got
them
solo,
out.
that's
Now they
big.
can apply pressure from different areas. They've got Vanity up in
Oh,
heaven.
wow.
They've got people
Oh,
working their way
my
around. But they're gonna
God.
allow. Do not allow any of that to go down.
Oh, we
Suggest
lost.
gets
Bro.
one as
Lose
well.
Racket.
NUTURN get to 9.
Even
That's
if he
huge by
doesn't get
NUTURN.
spotted, he
After
has
version 1
a nade
identified
from ropes.
what was going
Fucking
on up in
CT
heaven.
stairs.
Vanity's seeing Solo behind. That should have been the
crazy.
rest of version 1 in the site. Completely collapsing on the members that were there. But for Allow and Suggest to be able to hold those angles, and
To the
even they know
plate.
that was a hell yes.
I belong.
They were on the edge of their seat for that one, and on knife's
West
edge for
Virginia.
sure. 9-6 though. NUTURN getting a bit of a lead.
Mountain
Now version 1 are
Mama.
on a broken bye again. You've got the judge in the hands of
Hey,
Vanity, but that's it. Meanwhile,
It's okay,
NUTURN-
dude. Vanity has a judge. And
I
as
want-
we've seen,
You see,
if you
the-
buy
I mean,
a
we've
fucking
seen
frenzy and a
little bit of
judge, it's
look
better
towards
than a
A, but
Byron.
that's really been it
True.
so far.
So we got this.
From the side
No
of
problem.
NUTURN as they've leaned towards B. You see Jamie's taking some of that space away. The dash across the site, the paranoia that follows. Allow goes up from the top ropes, and it's actually Zelsis' nano swarm.
See, that's one.
That's able to get the
Allow's gonna
opening.
die. No problem. Allow's
Take
gonna
Allow
die.
with 18
Easy.
health left. Certainly sitting there, and they know he's there.
He's gonna get
but
sucked
they're
and
not gonna
fucked right now.
clear it.
What?
They're not going to clear it.
Mm.
Allow's still okay.
Gets to shake off the concussion.
Oh,
They're so
Be good
fucking
back there.
low,
Very
bro.
low. Very low
Yes.
HP though. Jammy's able to
Yes.
tag one down.
Yes.
Quick Viper Bite for any push that may come in as they pincer the site. This is going to be Jammies and Penny.
Jamie's good
Oh,
for it. Jamie's
jam,
has the
jam,
only one with the
yam,
only one with the
yam.
rifle. That's huge.
Bam,
It's now Penny alone
bam.
in a 1v2
bro, he's
with
so
18
low.
health, 3 bullets to his
This
name.
is easy.
Has to switch over
Is
to
it?
classic Penny playing around the cloud
There you
for
go.
so patiently,
What did I
so
fucking tell you?
intelligently for version 1.
Frenzies
There
and
was
judges.
not a, okay, we
Why
know
do
where
you
he
buy
is.
a rifle?
Everyone fly at him. They were very patient. They played things out beautifully. And they bridged the gap down to 2.
What a round there.
It's time to
And a
win,
much necessary
partner.
round. You can
Here
see
we
the
go.
thrifty coming
That's
up
was
on
I
your
sad?
screen
Did I
as they
sound sad
make
when I
it
was saying
happen.
country roads? No, sir.
now they have
That
a
was
few
just me
guns to be
getting
working
ready
with on the
for
round.
the
We'll
whoop
recap
ass
this one
and
right
crying
here.
for our
the
opponents.
Push around from Jammies. I mean, the guy sets up the same
Fucking
wall
all
they
my
set up on
sympathy.
attack. He's like, this feels comfortable. Now we're going to go ahead and do something else around the map. Working together as per usual. Jammies.
Do you
Penny
hear
making
it,
work.
Slasher?
He's like, no. Like we were ever going to lose that one.
Do
What's
you
the
hear
setup
it?
here?
What
Across the
was
map,
that?
it's split.
Do you
we
hear
do
it?
have the spike right now away from the rest of NUTURN, so
Bum,
expect
bum,
this one to be
bum,
drawn out a bit
bum,
and a bit
bum,
more of a default play from
Bum,
NUTURN.
bum, 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 bum,
Also
bum,
note
bum,
that Laski is the only one without
bum, bum,
a
bum, bum,
rifle
bum,
or a
bum,
specter, even, right? He's only got
Bum,
the
Are
bum,
they
bum,
focusing his
bum,
ulti?
bum,
Yeah,
bum,
he's
bum, bum, bum.
That's, I mean, this is like full-on entry, full-on commit right? They've got the Rolling Thunder. They have the
Bro,
Showstopper as well.
I'm really sad we don't have a crowd.
There was
tonight's one.
a recon mission to try to grab that ult orb to get
Yeah.
Lakia's ultimate
Like, did you
online,
see
and
any of the
they've
videos that I
succeeded, right? So
posted
check one,
on Twitter
excuse me,
from
box
the
one
Knicks game
on this
last
to-do
night?
list
We fucking
checked.
won, by
There's
the
still a
way.
long way to
I
go.
know
What
NA
game?
can win a championship
Knicks?
because the Knicks won last night.
Oh no,
Okay,
I
taking down the wall,
haven't,
always
no.
imperative. If a
In the
wall is
Garden,
in your
like,
game,
we had
put a hole in it.
15,000 people here.
Make that
the stadium,
sage
and it
sweat
was
a little
fucking
bit. Never
insane.
just leave the wall up. That's weird.
And
weird.
I've missed that atmosphere so much.
Tips for all.
It was basically the
PSA.
first big event
Oh,
we've had in New
baby.
York in like a year.
And it
Swept
wasn't
up
with the
your
Rolling
feet.
Thunder. The Rolling Thunder was actually elsewhere. The Paranoid's going to follow up. Alakia gets
And it would
killed
be
on
hype as
Elfies
fuck
anyway.
if we had that
Celsius
nice one. I
somehow
think by
has gotten
Germany,
behind
we
them.
might have
Spots
banned.
parry, denies any other entry, and that includes the spike. Now that sideline has been given up.
I
Now
hope-
Solo's
I hope
going to
we
work
can
his
have
way in.
some fucking nice esport events.
As Penny with the op in 1 HP.
I miss people.
Looking to make something happen. There's a gravity well. Vanity dodging. Fancy
What
footwork
up,
around the
Connor
utility,
eats
trying to keep it back.
pants?
As the spike
My
has
man.
gone down. Keep an eye on Perry on the
Bro,
middle.
why
let's
didn't you
go.
to the
Middle
Lakers
is
game?
just good for one. Lockdown for
What's up?
two. On
Why
top
didn't you go to
of
the Lakers
Viper's
game?
Pit. They are
Do they have
fully committed
games
to
right now?
taking this
Why
site
you
back.
fucking
Lakia has
missed?
to back up the
What?
op. 1 HP doesn't matter. He's good for
I'm
it.
serious,
He gets
dude.
cleaned up.
Don't pay
Jamie's
attention to
movement
basketball.
As well, the defuse is there. Suggest
Good
play
shit.
just on the other side. Suggest good for one. Surely.
You backed up into the
Giving me a
molly,
heart
dude.
attack.
Holy fuck.
Along with the rest of
Nice.
North America, as it looked like he was going to
Jamie's
do it,
so
but no.
fucking
Celsius
good.
is able to get the defuse.
should go to a basketball
Version 1
game.
Get to 8. This thing's
Bro,
going
I
back
thought
and
I saw
forth
you
for
playing
it.
basketball with like Hassan and
The intensity.
that was the-
and a few
which
other people.
version
Those are the
one
first time.
needed to
That's the
retake
first
that
time in my life
site
I
was
played
seen
basketballs
in
with
the
these guys.
ultimate
And then
usage.
up to that point, I'd
Literally
never
on the
watched
front
basketball
doorstep of
either.
everything that was
Still, I don't
happening
even
once
watch
they
basketball. I've
could
only
get
watched
into
one
position.
basketball game.
And V1 throwing
Couldn't
it
tire
down.
me.
You're in LA. You
NUTURN
gotta
doing
like,
such
you
a nice
gotta do
job
that
at well
shit.
breaking
No, I
these
want
sites
to.
open,
I
getting
wanna
in.
explore.
I
Angels game or
love
something,
the rolling. I love the rolling
The
thunder.
Lakers are in the
Sometimes
playoffs. You have
I
LeBron.
love the
Like
rolling thunder
you're
coming
supposed to
in.
win a championship. Go to a
Unintentional
fucking Lakers game.
reposition of the
Yeah,
Killjoy
LeBron's
turret,
on the
which then didn't
Lakers.
activate as much on people running in. So
And
it
you
was
could be a
Celsius
Clippers
not
fan,
getting
but
as
you're
much
gonna lose in the
information
first
on what
round
was
anyway,
happening.
so you don't wanna do
I'm
that
gonna hop
shit.
on
But
that
still a really
bandwagon.
neat aspect of that last round. And
That
Vanity.
bandwagon's a safe one.
Vanity being Vanity, you know, hyping it up, spicing things up as well.
Did you hear what
He has some
Vanity
questions.
screamed out when he won the round?
No.
What are you fucking doing?
Off
So if
for
your
Penny
version-
here.
He went,
Yeah,
what are
well,
you
if you're-
doing?
So if you're NUTURN here,
Okay, I'm new turn.
Stop
you just
talking
saw
during
a
the
heavy
game.
investment of utility of ultimates
Chat.
from version 1 to take that site back, and it was a good entry.
Suck
right?
my
You also
balls,
invested
suck
the
my
Showstopper. You
balls,
also
suck
invested
my
the Rolling Thunder.
40%
But
black
now you're broke,
balls.
right? Like you're busted. You've got Lakia with the
My
sheriff.
cock
you've
is
got Allow on a
small
little
and my
something,
balls
but
are big. I
really,
do not
what
care
are you
because
looking
North
to do
America's
here?
gonna
Ideally,
win.
Just take a couple of weapons away
Suck
from
my
V1.
balls, suck my balls.
Honestly, it would hopefully be more than that. But they know this
Man,
is one
relax,
of those pivotal
dude.
rounds that can
Let
start
chat
to swap
spam,
the game back and forth.
okay?
Let's take a look at the econ
It's
here.
the nature
as it
of
comes through.
tournament
That's
chats.
2
They're just
rounds
spammy
right
as
now
fuck. You're not gonna
for
get a
version 1.
full-blown
So that means
conversation
it's-
about anything
this
right
round
now.
loss is
Okay.
$2,900 on top of new.
There's no
money.
emotes.
More than enough credits. To
Chat,
be
add
purchasing on that
emotes to your
side.
spam so
If
that you guys
version
don't
1
look like
gets reset,
Normandies,
They
okay?
get $1,900.
Thank you.
Which could actually put them in a spot where they're not finding all of the utility they need, right? That's $2,600 for jammies, if that comes to fruition on this. He purchased a gun this round, $7,200. So there's been a drop already for version 1. You said this round could be pivotal. These rounds could be pivotal, and it gets even more as it goes.
W cringe omega lol.
It's going to be towards B. Spike is down, though.
Good. Yeah, there needs to be emotes. True. I agree, man.
Feel it, Riv, right? Like every T crossed,
Emotes or
every
go
I
home.
dotted. The heaviness of the moment as these teams are just quietly playing through, understanding that this is a pivotal round for economy for both teams
Oh, dude.
as they try to stay.
I don't
in the
think
upper
I don't think
bracket
NUTURN wins
here
this
in
round.
Masters Reykjavik. For NUTURN,
Just the
they've
vibes are all
tested
wrong.
The waters B. They
I mean,
cleared
Penny's
some
got an
stuff
op
out. They
now.
invested a little bit as well. But they are
It's gonna
flip these
get,
back, and you see
you
an
know, it's
adjustment
gotten
from
so
version
much
1. I
harder
think on
now
most
for
other
NUTURN.
maps,
NUTURN
given
had their
what they
chance.
saw early
They
on,
lose an
you're
eco.
taking a little bit away, right? Like
They
you're
lose a
working
coast
down
all
ramps,
in
you're
round,
working
and now
through
they're in a
sewers,
really
you're trying
bad
to take some
position.
of the middle of the map away.
V1 has
That
an
has
ult,
not been the case
V1 has an
all-
op out.
all year. That was terrifying. That was jump scare
I
stuff right there.
was not ready for that. I'm glad the players are still vibing right now because, man, this This is intense. All right. Coming back, testing the water. Penny says 1, Blade Storm.
He pops alt there?
It's a fake though.
Well, he's probably
It's a fake, though. Solo's gonna
concerned.
invest
He
the lockdown,
missed
but
the
Spike
shot.
is still on
He
the other
lost
side.
the
It's
angle.
Vanity who's
Vanity.
alone. Yeah, Zelsis is close by.
I feel like
I mean,
this is
this
one
is
of
all
Vanity's
fake.
judge situations,
Yeah.
but he's got the Phantom.
But fucking
Zelsis backed up. I don't
V1
think
is
Zelsis
ready.
spotted him.
V1
I don't
is
think
ready
Zelsis
for this.
spotted him,
Vanity's
but the
so
trigger
fucking
discipline.
smart.
He's good for 1. Vanity from
Oh,
IGV.
you're
Zelsis from
smart,
top
Vanity.
gets it as
Not
well.
him,
Nobody
no.
bites on the fake.
Not him,
The
not
clock
him,
is going to
no.
expire without the spike going down.
Not
Couple of
him,
members still
no.
alive on the side of
Not
Return.
him, not him.
Of course, as I say that aloud, gets cleaned up, but we're tied up at 9 apiece.
3-5,
Version 1 from finances should be something.
The only problem with that is that
should.
Solo's still at
We
the op.
did see that, a bit of a round where NUTURN wants to get the spike down. They
True.
run in a bit willy-nilly without having too much to invest. Keeping the econ
To the
for
windows!
further rounds now that we are 9
To the
9.
walls! To the
Noticing
walls!
Penny did go down. That operator
Lick the
is
sweat
now
off
in
my
the
North
hands of
American
Rocky on the
balls.
other side. He is
All
then
these
focusing
other
quite a bit
regions
on
crawl.
getting these frags. We saw his solo
Yo,
descent,
ski,
his
ski,
plays with
motherfucker.
Thornhaven. He is somebody to definitely get
Let's
the impact
go.
frags for the team. And instantly walled off as you saw them play that to be a quick smoke play, but didn't work. He was trying to hit the utility window that version 1 uses.
Woo!
And because of that, the Penny's
And again,
playing
a
so
quiet
passive.
start.
Now. He's just sitting.
To this round,
Screen
as you mentioned,
on
the Viper's
site.
Wall,
Yeah, but
delaying some of
we've
that
seen him
initial
here
aggression from
before.
NUTURN.
Yeah, no, and
do
it
have
usually
him from
works
the
really well
shadows and the
because
hands
he's able to
buried.
play
We've
around
seen him
elbow
use that
and
for
that
info
position
gathering.
so well.
Really
He's
every
nasty.
time, this map, excuse me.
And really,
things play out.
on offense on this
V1
map
there-
is not
I mean,
good
V1's not
at
getting
all.
a lot of information
It's
here either.
extremely
This
hard
is
to get
very
picked.
much like a
So
wait,
it's really hard to get
patiently
shit
see
done.
things out. Look at where Jammies is
So as
right
long as
now.
V1 doesn't
I often
give them
call that the
anything.
discipline corner, right? Because it's rare.
They're all good.
You have to, when you're dashing across site to get entry on A, you have to look
Yeah,
there,
is he
and
trying
it's
to opt in
actually
with fucking
kind of
Rays?
sickening how frequently that box goes unchecked.
And it's
Yeah,
a
they're
perfect
just-
play
they're
here
smart,
from,
dude. They're just not
what
gonna
could
peek
be,
anything.
from Penny.
Nah,
as he
Jammy's
crosses
been
the
sitting
bridge.
flower pot the
Looks
entire
like
time. He
Jammy's
isn't
has a
fucking
field
Yep,
day.
this is good.
Yeah, that was pretty loud. Breach has some big
Look at they're
old
taking their fucking sweet old
So they're
time,
gonna
clearing the
get themselves
angles.
into a slight
seconds
position
left.
here. And this
30
is where we
seconds
saw
left on the
Reaper
clock.
as well, kind of leaving the map open. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
V1
maps,
is
middle
not
maps
giving
open.
NUTURN
Oh
anything.
my god. Yep, yep.
And now it's going to be that play
V1's
towards
got
the
the
A
read.
heaven side. Effie's ready and waiting.
Solo's trying to put pressure on D, but
They
V1's
are
not
committed
biting.
onto the site. The discipline
Uh-oh.
corner! The discipline corner! They don't check it! Jammies gets too lucky and
That's
stuffs the
Dunzo.
barrel
We go,
off
what?
in
How
his
did he
mouth
kill that
to
fucking?
clean
They
him
have
up
no
with
time.
4
Penny's
seconds
gonna
left.
win the
They've
round.
gotta
off.
hurry up.
Penny?
He's getting delayed. He's
Wait,
not gonna have
whoa.
time. The gravity wall
He got
keeps
sucked.
up. He's not
He
even
got
gonna get the
sucked.
spike
Oh
planted.
my
He got
God.
sucked.
Version 1 take the lead.
They have the suction.
NUTURN with a bit of a pause strat there. They balk once they get into vents. And
What a suck.
it seemed like it was almost reminiscent of a NUTURN double
That
pop
was
back
a
and forth,
big
back and forth,
W suck.
and then hit. But they kind of
This
set
man
up,
did the
said,
Gauntlet
"All right, well, now is
3000
the
on his
time
ass to
go."
win the round.
And the first
Legendary.
people jumping in are all looking at the same thing. No one really had a corner to look at. It was kind of just in the moment, which meant there wasn't as much utility usage as there could have been. And all A entry from heaven is a little weird too to regain.
Yeah. So oftentimes when you see teams approach, have that style like NUTURN just did, it's intended to cause questioning on the defensive half and to make them unsure about themselves. But the discipline that we've seen out of version 1 to maintain their angles, to not give up an inch, and to be patient, not aggressively peek a corner, has been what's really made this approach from NUTURN ineffective, entirely ineffective.
They've been able to keep the operator in hand. Tiny little jump peaks.
They really
here.
still want to
Going
rock
over
with this
towards A.
operator.
I mean,
Is
you're
that
not gonna
Solo
like throw
figuring
it
out
away.
What's going on? Getting
Yeah.
the info for the team. They
He
actually
didn't die
Solo
last
called for a
round.
smoke. He wants to see if that will draw any
I mean,
more
but
attention
V1's
from
playing
somebody
so
across the
fucking
map.
smart, not giving
As the
them
rest of the
pick.
team of NUTURN now works it over towards mid. Looks like
Yeah,
they
just
will
like, just
finally
hide.
meet up with
Like,
Solo.
look how many stars
Captain,
are in
give-
B
or not
Heaven
Captain, I'm
and
sorry,
B Main and
the,
Maroom and
kind of
how
that
like
brain they listen to
impossibly annoying
suggests
that shit
your
is.
captain, your leader there.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, they're making their way back over.
So Effie's puts up that wall up in A heaven, and version 1 rotate off because they have the safety of that. As soon as that
30
wall
seconds
went
left.
up, and as soon as NUTURN saw the wall riff, NUTURN rotated into A, expecting that version 1 was going to pull off, and they should have a numbers advantage on the site, and that's why they're sticking to it, but the paranoia misses onto Penny. Jammies goes entirely undetected as well. 2 have already dropped on the side of NUTURN with 13 seconds left. There's not enough time to go elsewhere. There is no plan B. You've got to commit onto it here. 7 seconds left. Effie's trying to be the last line of defense, but Solo mows his way through what version 1 had set up. Now Vanity and Zelsis are showing up a bit late to the party as the spike goes down. He has the cosmic divide. So he's got some utility.
You know what I was singing?
He's got a little something. They have a chance.
They've used the cosmic divide to get into a site and blast through, but I think without more than 2 viewpoints. Oh my God, Zelsis hits the unhittable shot.
Can you see?
Oh my word. It's going to be Vanity getting Perry in the back. Doug, we always see that trolling and tricking people into firing, but even under recoil control. Zelsis, eagle eyes ahead off his opponent. 11 to 9, a gap is created now by version 1 here on split over NUTURN. And we're coming up to round 21.
Dude, that was filth. I imagine we're going to see that again. There was actually so much that was big there. Suggest dying, Zelsis peeking off of his turret. Somehow that happens on the Solo. You think you really hate to see if you're a fan of NUTURN because you look at that and go,
see by the dawn's early light, that so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Little streaming. The bombs bursting in air gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say there's God bless America, baby.
Let's see if they have a secondary. What's the secondary util now? The first bit of area was gained. As we look at NUTURN pretty quickly here for this round. Seeing that first strat, allowed space to be gained by allow. And now they'll try to keep coming up. Ready to play from Solo towards mid as they hold the rotation too. So waiting on the patience here, but each round
never learn
has
the anthem.
been
Don't
that
let
last
anybody
30
bully
seconds, Doug.
And Rave, it's not even just the Solo getting control. The wall was up from Effie's. They cleared it out, and that pulls Effie's back over because they wanted to go A. The Rolling Thunder comes out on top of the showstoppers. Laski gets on to Penny. Jammies with the op.
You gotta kill anyway.
Still alive as the spike begins to go down.
But I sang the
still
song.
in an excellent spot to cause problems. We mentioned the Cosmic Divide. It's still available here. Effie's also has the res, so you imagine he's going to come over. If they can provide a little bit of cover, there's a chance at something there, but the sight lines are so tight. There's the cover that I was talking about. The Cosmic Divide comes up.
Solo's coming through fucking ropes
have
again.
To try to peek around
I think
that
they're
res
ready for
bring
it this time.
Penny online. Laski is so tempted to work around it. And
They
he
have the
does
read
do it,
though.
but Allow does.
He's
Solo
looking.
drops.
Vanity
As
knows.
Vanity knows.
Oh!
Not able to provide any impact. The paint
Lakia?
that
No,
Lakia.
no,
The flash
no.
on to suggest a round win for NUTURN.
my
Oh
God.
my gosh.
Amazing stuff. The Cosmic Divide not ruffling the feathers of NUTURN all that much, knowing
wall
it would allow
kinda
version
helped
1 onto the site. They just set
NUTURN
up
there,
to
I
watch
felt like,
version
a little
1
bit.
walk through, and the shots they were able to make, the plays they were able to hit. Beautifully done on that stop there. And overall, this, Doug, this got me laughing because what other ultimate can you throw the Rolling Thunder at?
What's another
Showstopper?
original American
Ray doesn't give a
song?
crap if she's concussed in there. She's still hitting a big rocket shot. So that amount of chaos just does not leave you any choice. I love that play from NUTURN.
Very well played indeed, and that's going to bridge the gap down to 1 round lead for version 1. As you see, Jammies has invested
Party in the USA.
the Viper's pit
True.
right off the bat to control entry onto A. Imagine we'll see a wall from Effie's here soon, presumably either across mid
Living
or
in
entry
America.
past the mail. And what that really does is that's
Oh wait, you weren't thinking about the Miley
you got
Cyrus
a
one?
few-
spot where it's like, all right, dude,
No,
do you have the balls to push
What?
into the Viper's pit?
Did she do that?
Probably not. Do you want to work through the wall?
Yeah.
Living in
You know
America
what's on
is
the other
James
side.
Brown.
So they have to funnel A
Wait,
towards B
wait, you're
into
saying
garage
Party in
to
the
get
USA?
utility,
That's
right?
Brown.
They're
No,
Party in the
Party in
USA?
the USA.
to where it would allow dashes across, which is
Party
a
in
very
the
common
USA.
entry for
Yeah,
Jet.
yeah, yeah.
It's Miley
Where's he
Cyrus.
dashing into?
Yeah, it is.
All of the
Yeah.
utilities.
I have to
All of
play
the
in
utilities.
a
Everything that's
LAX.
there. With that in mind, they're still considering hitting it, but there's just no easy entry in, Rev.
And also, we have not mentioned it much throughout.
Come on,
this.
baby.
Obviously, Vanity's
I'll play the
Astra,
song if we win
very
this round.
moment, but you
Come on,
also see what
V1.
the Astra's doing to
Doesn't Lil
stop
Wayne have
the
a song,
flow
too?
of play along with Sage or
Uh,
along with
don't
everything
know.
else they can throw in there. It's not
It's like
just
Bless
moments for
America.
paranoia, so you can see how much more it's kind of adding to being able to gravity well. Being able to Nebula, Penny's been there
there
the
we
whole
go.
time. Never
They're not gonna
Mitch
check the
finds
corner.
first one.
Oh my gosh, it's a
They're not
They're
gonna
not
check the
gonna check it. It doesn't
corner.
even matter.
Let's go! It's a party in the fucking USA, baby! Miley, light this shit up!
I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream, my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy. Everybody seems so famous. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. That's when the taxi man turned on the radio and a Jay-Z song was on.
I ain't turning off the music.
Jay-Z song was on.
For the W.
Jay-Z song was on. So I put my hands up to play my song. The butterflies fly away. Nodding my head like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. Got my hands up to play my song. You know I'm gonna be okay. Yeah. It's a party in the USA.
It's a party where?
It's a party in the USA. Get to the club in my taxi cab. Everybody's looking at me now. Like, who's that chick that's rocking kicks? She gotta be from out of town. So hard with my girls on around me. It's definitely not a Nashville party. Cause all I see is the letters.
Huh?
I guess I never got the memo.
Huh?
My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure.
Miley, why?
That's when the DJ dropped my favorite tune.
Miley, you did this!
Song was on, and the Britney song was on, and the Britney song was on. So I put my hands up to play my
Penny onto Perry. 3v2. Still a decent amount of time to get over to the spike, but it doesn't look like
Winnable.
it's going to be happening on this round 4v1.
Yeah, they're just gonna pull off. Zelsus
Nah,
will
he's
try to
gotta
save
save.
whatever weapon.
Oh
we
man, we're going
can
down to the last
into the
fucking
next
round.
as you see members of NUTURN both suggest
No,
that
no,
we're
no,
gonna carry
no.
a rifle in as well. And
We got one more
find
buy,
ourselves
right?
At this pivotal juncture yet again, where we're one round away
Yeah,
from overtime.
I mean,
OT
maybe they
for
try
me,
to deny
please.
the orb
Let's
for
see it.
Lakia.
Oh my word, what a game so far.
Like, I feel like they're gonna try to get him
And
B orb right now
the
and get
play,
him ult
honestly,
and put some pressure on
maybe
B.
just losing the moment
Maybe
of
if
what was
you're
going
V1,
on
you
to
double
have
push
that
B
ult
main
be
and
able
you
to
try to
grab
take
somebody
control,
on it could
or at least you
know,
fight for
it's a
orb.
bait, we got to detain. But to not be able to play off of what you're trying to set up on your opponent and just fall prey to everything they wanted, it's not a good look. We get one from each though, right? Version 1's round before that slaughtered
Like, I
NUTURN.
know
NUTURN
NUTURN has 3A,
bringing
but
it
look,
right back to him,
look at,
delivering the same medicine.
Look at B.
Is now
Lakia
to set
is
up
gonna
across
try
the
to get
map.
this fucking
Does
guy.
put
He's so OP.
Penny with the
I feel
operator
like-
on B.
I mean, Penny's
You
in
have
such a good
Effie's
spot.
Over near
Oh,
heaven
there-
and B,
there's the
under there
smoke.
just to get the slows on. So this
Come on.
is your
Oh.
You know
stop
the spot.
power
Oh, come on,
over
bro.
here on the B
Oh.
site.
He's gonna try to get the
Now they know
orb.
there's
He's
an
gonna
off,
try to
though.
get the orb.
Yeah,
You know
dude,
he's gonna.
you see that smoke
Oh,
to deny that exact
he got it.
play right there. The wall goes up, and you think it's you have a little bit more freedom. You would think to swing around that and get the ult to it, but the smoke from Perry buys enough space for them to get that ult.
I can
orb
see
into their pocket,
Lakia
and now they're
ulting
gonna
into
then turn their
A.
attention over to A.
Same thing they
Just
did on
under
the
a minute
previous
left on the
round.
clock. They have the
He's gonna take
showstopper.
sight,
Perry's
he's gonna
have
take
his from the
elbow, he's
shadows
gonna
as well.
clear.
I would love to see that from the shadows go towards the back with a showstopper follow.
Penny's all the way on
Almost
B,
the
so he
immediate
can't
chaos
stop it.
once
The
again.
A hit. I
They're
mean,
gonna
I
hold
think they're gonna
everything
get the
for now.
side up.
Showstopper is actually going into heaven.
Unless Zelsus
That's
can
our
make it
side
happen
up.
right now.
No.
And that's gonna be Zelsus going down to start.
I mean,
Zelsus.
throw.
Zelsus was the only one
Oh
on the site.
man.
They invested a
Oh,
considerable
no.
amount to get on there. We mentioned
no.
the showstopper. We mentioned the from the shadows. Those have been used. But version 1 are still in a decent spot to be able to take this thing back. Penny has an operator. And that's a big kill. Suggest needs
Oh!
to win that. My gosh, Suggest
Oh!
needs to win that. Vanity
What?
on the rope.
He slips
Literally
through
on
the
rope,
cracks.
Just to win that gunfight to bring us down to 4 apiece. Version 1. The clock
Vanity
continues to tick away.
with
You're
a
gonna have to
big
go.
one.
You're gonna have to go soon.
No,
Allow takes care of
no,
Penny.
yes.
It's a dogfight in disguise.
No.
Lakia's good for one as well. Solo playing.
Yes!
No, he gets mowed down through the smoke as it's a 2v2. Perry in a great spot. Laski is in a good spot as well. Baby, if it wasn't enough the first time, we're doing it again.
Oh
We're going to
my
overtime.
god.
It's exactly what we need to see from these two teams. The caliber of play has topped, and we are now seeing them.
Scripted.
leave
Alright, can somebody just win? I gotta take a
everything
shit.
on the map. I cannot wait to see what they even pull out in these overtime rounds. Seeing what NUTURN was going through in map 1 made this series, Doug, we have to recap, made this series seem like it was version 1's from the beginning. But that was never the case.
This is
NUTURN
also
knew they could come
crazy.
back. They had the strats. At times, they have made version 1 play their game. And now both teams, again, like you said, meet each other in the overtime. It's now, is it the up? Do they bring it back out? They will not. It's going to be full buys all around with rifles, full armor, as they're not leaving anything to chance. Tactical timeout here coming in from NUTURN to start off our overtime round. But will it be version 1 entering this tournament with the sub of Jammies, surprising the world, or the Kingslayers of Korea to move on in the upper bracket, taking down Damwon Kia to get here, taking down Vision Strikers to get here?
We need something
And
to get our
showing
spirits
a
up,
lot.
boys.
I feel like if you're V1, you really have to be careful of. I feel like the A hit has worked a lot for NUTURN. Had more success than on B, because V1 is playing so passive at B that they're giving them mid, but taking B heaven is so difficult because of all the fucking stars and shit and B main. It's just not worth it. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if NUTURN had an A hit.
I agree. Fuck.
Well, it seems like V1 agrees with me, and all the stars are A heaven and A, and now fucking NUTURN is B. Like, that is
Sure.
actually
And that's one of the
unbelievable.
parts I love is these are the strats these teams have orchestrated for OTs. It's kind of like the penalty shot. What do they have? What secret is it to get that one round in their favor?
Okay, so slight adaptation, but a similar look from NUTURN early on. The fault line into garage. The
I thought
smoke
V1 was
from
on
Perry to
defense.
deny
Oh
information, but
my
it's
God.
this. So Vanity's actually able to check that back corner that's been so problematic for Vanity and for the rest
He's
of V1
fucking
on that
cheating.
first half. Now they have full control there. Yes, Zelsis dropped. We'll see what Vanity can do to explain things. Oh my gosh, James has to do well.
Great push there as they were coming back. Crossfire and A2 as well by NUTURN, terrifying.
Bro,
It's going to be tough for this to happen.
did he not see them go CT?
Great
Did they not know?
position by NUTURN versus 1 here, but yeah,
They don't know. Oh my god.
That Maruna somehow didn't attack the two members of the
Oh.
and now they're actually coming in from behind.
Okay.
Come on, get out of B main.
Vanity was able to do, but Vanity has to come up big here. He's already gotten one. 1v3, yeah, he's gonna get cleaned up.
There's no song that works.
Concerns we
I give
had
up on the
about
music.
NUTURN on the defensive
Music
half
is the
are now
devil.
been
The
stifled as
shaitan
they take
lives
the
in the music. That's the issue. I've decided.
see what happens here as we check the replay. Oh my word. That kind of play, it puts a smile on my face.
Hey, soul
because it's in
sister.
the mind of your opponent. And that's how you always have to
Hey,
be playing. The moment you're
soul
thinking,
sister.
I need to nade, I need to move up, you're already 2 steps behind your opponent. You always need to be thinking, are they moving? What are they doing? And yeah, they're moving. Here comes Allow.
Oh my
full-on
god.
aggression, but again, it's a bait. You see Allow has made a whole lot of noise towards A, but the spike is quietly making its way towards B. And Riv, I mentioned the discipline that version 1 showed
Oh
in
my god,
regulation,
that's fake, bro.
but now they've bit
Oh my
really
God.
hard on the early aggression. So NUTURN's going to be able to
Are
get
you
onto B
serious?
really
Zelsis
for free, unless Zelsis
is our
Good
king.
can cause some heroics. He's already taken care of Lakia. What else does he have left in him?
Quick turret up. Flank now by Allow. Waiting very, very patiently for any noise.
Uh-oh.
They're not going to give it to him just yet. It looks like the flank won't be had by version 1 as they come back into the site here, but it is going to be Zelsis watching for Allow as here comes the retake ever so slowly.
They're waiting for Jammies to show up.
Don't
Now
give
he's
up on
waiting.
that.
Oh,
But
no,
allow,
no,
as you said,
timing,
is on the
please,
flank.
timing.
Might cause a problem. No Penny highlights this time around. Is my goodness.
Oh,
it very well maybe happening. Exhaustus
my
drops
God.
one, but what else can he do? No,
There it is.
ladies and gentlemen, bow down to your Korean
Oh,
overlords as they
holy
take
shit.
down North America and they advance.
Adapting, finding the ways in. Oh no, they cut off the cat ears. Oh my word.
These guys are cute.
Well, you know what? I hear that. I hear that.
That was good.
What a game.